Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome, and especially those who are visiting and maybe some new faces, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're going to go ahead and get started with our Friday evening Shabbat service. I want to ask Luna to come and light the Shabbat candles for us. The blessing for the Shabbat candles can be found on page 4.
Now done it.
No, it's the air in the room does it sometimes. Come on, come on.
There you go.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher tifanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Okay. Luna, thank you so much. Yasher koach. Okay, let's turn to page 5, and we'll continue together with Shalom Aleichem. Please join me, page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu ni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzeitchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. We'll turn ahead to page 11, and we'll continue with Lechon Ranana, Psalm 95, at the top of the page. Lechon Ranana l'Adonai, nari aletzur ishenu, nekadma fanav betoda, bizmirot nari alo, nekadma fanav betoda, bizmirot nari alo. We'll turn ahead to page 14 and continue in the middle of the page with Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umlo, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umlo, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. We'll turn ahead to page 20 and continue with Romemu. At the bottom of the Hebrew section, the little arrow is pointing inward. That's where we will continue. Page 20. Romemu Adonai Romemu, Romemu Adonai Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו, רוממו אדוני רוממו. רוממו אדוני רוממו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise, and we'll turn to page 21 and continue with Mizmor LeDavid, top of the page. Mizmor LeDavid, Havul Adonai, Bnei Elim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Vaoz, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Ishtachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, vayishaber Adonai et arze halevanon, vayarkidem kemo egel levanon, vesirion kemo ven re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavodesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesof yeharot, uvehechalot kulo omer kavod, Adonai lamabul yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai os le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo vashalom. You may be seated. We are now going to continue with Lecha Dodi. And because we are actually in the period between Passover and Shavuot, where we are counting the Omer, there is a custom to do a special melody for the Omer for Lecha Dodi. We haven't been doing it the last few weeks, and because I won't be here next weekend, which is the last Friday night before Shavuot, we're going to do it tonight so we can kind of squeeze it in there. So we'll do the first two stanzas on page 23, the middle stanza on page 24, and the final stanza on page 25. When we get to the final stanza, we'll all rise and face the entrance. Page 23, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor vezachor bedibur echad, Hishmi anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'l'tiferet ve'lithilah, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machashava techila, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Middle of 24. Hitoreri, ki va'orech kumiori, Uri, Uri, Shir Daberi, Kevod Adonai Alayich Nigala, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance, bottom of page 25. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. Now that we've begun Shabbat by singing Lecha Dodi, lighting the candles, we'll turn to page 28 and continue in the middle of the page with the ending of the Psalm for Shabbat, Psalm 95, Tzadi Katamar. Tzadi Katamar Yithrach Ke'erez Balvanon Yizke Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yiu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Tzuri Velo Avalat Habo. Before we continue with Mariv, I'd like to invite everyone to turn to page 178, and we'll continue with the prayer for the state of Israel, Avinu Shabashamayim. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Barech, Barech, et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit smichat geulateinu, hagen aleha bevrat chasdecha, uferos aleha sukat shelomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. We will now take a moment to pray for those who are in need of healing. I'd like to invite everyone to turn to page 173. And we'll continue with the Debbie Friedman Misha Berach. And if you have a name you want to add this evening, please go ahead and rise in your place. And after we read through the names on our list, we'll go around the room. You can say the name out loud. And if there's anyone online on Zoom, you can unmute at that time as well. Once again, the top left-hand corner, page 173. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Leah bat Sarah, Moshe Tzindel ben Sarah, Yaakov Achana bat Rivka Simcha, Shena Razel bat Sima, Adam Chaim ben Sarah, Nisan ben Esther, Shoshana Lena bat Yochevet, Kira bat Ariel, Batcha bat Chana, Talia Devora bat Brana, Judith Siegel, Yehudit bat Ruth, Ernest Edinger, Yisrael ben Ita, Don Satz, David ben Leah, Melissa Lawrence, Shamira Cherut bat Sarah, Jack Azuz, Yaakov ben Limid, Rick Hammer, Ezra ben Yadaroisha, Judy Pitkovsky, Yehudit bat Rivka, Diane Chodorow, Jennifer Brown-Lerner, Eva Kuris, Ken Gasser, Harvey Kolchin, Jennifer Hayden, Julia Damerow, Elva Pineda, Nancy Levick, Killian Parker, Tanya Bobrick, Marion Camerlingo, Terry Lukanik, Stephen Lukanik, Robert Lukanik, Patty Locks, Gary Guto, Nancy Rummage, Lynn Sinowitz, Chessie Idanopoulos, Francis Gilston, Doris Duhigg, Amy Stone, June Shadman, Pam Daly, Andrew Bustamante, Linda August, Damon LaForce, Judy Sherman, and Virginia Fell.
Sophia Rogers.
Janice Cabezas. Isabel Myers, Skylar Picaro.
Is there anyone online who would like to add a name at this time? Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all find the healing that they so need and so deserve. We'll continue now with the Marif service on page 39A. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise for the Barhu at the top of the page. Again, page 39A. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. We'll continue on the English side in the middle of the page. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsebaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'ma'avir yom u'mevi laila, u'mavdil ben yom u'vein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, el chai v'chayam, tamid meloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'mahari v'aravim. We'll continue now with Ahavat Olam, page 40. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochveinu u'vekumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה אם שואל שישמעו את הקהל של מקומות סביבה. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Top of 43a. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו ואנחנו ישראל עמו. God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you. We'll continue with Mi Chamocha, top of page 44. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokeyam lifnei Moshe, zehili anu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, ונאמר כי פרד אדוני את יעקב והוגיע לו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We'll continue with Hashkivenu, page 45. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Uferos alinu sukat shalomecha, baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom alinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We'll continue with Vishamru and Chatzi Kadesh, page 46. Please rise. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam lai beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלמא לעלמי עלמיא. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשא בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו amen. We'll now continue individually, privately, with the Friday night Amidah. That starts on page 47 and concludes on page 52. Middle of page 51. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We'll turn ahead now to page 54. In the middle of the page, we'll continue with the full Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. בעלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה וזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה ושמי לקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלות ההון ובאת-ההון דכל ישראל קודם אבהון דבישמיא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. We'll continue now with the Friday evening Kiddush on page 55. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. Savarim Adonai v'Rabbanan v'Rabotai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabat kodsho b'ahava uvrason hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat. L'chaim. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula l'yoser breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishbechot ha'adama, shelo samach Elokeinu kahem, v'go rabbeinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu kohenim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרוממים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס עולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד על כן נקבל לך אדוני אלוהינו. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We will now take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember the yurtzites for the upcoming week of Al Rader, Albert Stone, Arkady Mayakovsky, Bernard Reiter, Harry Hinden, Jack Kleinfeld, Oliver Elfric Ingal, Pauline Morantz, Sidney Matz, and Ted Stiefel. And if there's anyone else you are remembering, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and in your heart, and may their memory be for goodness and for a blessing. We'll continue with Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. בעלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ויומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. You may be seated. In a few moments, we will conclude our service, but before then, we have some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Very, very happy to see everybody here tonight. There'll be a small Oneg Shabbat after services out in the lobby, and everyone, of course, is invited to partake. Right now we're looking for additional volunteers to help set up and sponsor these Friday night Onegs, so we can have a little snack after services on a regular, consistent basis. So if you'd like to sponsor or know anyone who would like to, please let us know. Services tomorrow are at a regular time, 9:30 in the morning. We're going to have a sponsored Kiddush luncheon after services tomorrow, and of course, everyone is invited. Many thanks to Harvey and Chris Buchhalter and the Rabbi and Myra Ramos Angris for sponsoring the Kiddush luncheon in honor of Harvey's bar mitzvah anniversary and the Rabbi and Myra's son Noah's bar mitzvah anniversary as well. Every week on Mondays and Thursday mornings at 8 a.m., we have our weekday minyan, always looking for additional people to help make a minyan at those services. If you come, you'll be amply rewarded with bagels and coffee afterwards. So please continue coming. Next junior congregation, which will be led by Rabbi Flicker, is Saturday morning, May 9th. That's tomorrow at 10:15 in the morning. And all religious school-age children and their families are invited to attend. In May, we're also having 2 Tat Shabbat programs. Those are aimed at families with young children up to 6 years old. And we'll have one Friday evening, May 15th at 5 p.m. And the next one will be a week later on that Saturday morning, May 23rd, and that'll be at 10:30. And for next Friday, the regular Friday night service will occur at our regular time, 6 o'clock, immediately after the Tat Shabbat service. Dawn Thompson and Angelina Lopez Brody are the sponsors of this program and can answer any questions. Contact them if you'd like to let them know that you'd like to come. Next week from tomorrow, Saturday morning, May 16th, we're having our first ever Pride Shabbat, where we will celebrate and show support to our members of the LGBTQIA+ community here at Bnai Israel. The service will be mostly unchanged from our normal service, but there will be a few readings, special blessings, and participation by members of the LGBTQ community. Of course, please do come to show your solidarity and support. Sisterhood is having a joint luncheon with the Congregation Albert Sisterhood. That's May 17th, Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. here in the social hall. There will be a guest speaker, Barb Greenberg, who is a noted author, and she'll be talking about women's empowerment. RSVP is requested by this Wednesday. Reach out to Vicky Camerlingo or Belina Avner for more information and to send in your RSVP. Our religious school is accepting registration for the fall term in just a few weeks. Be on the lookout for more information. And Shavuot is coming up. The first night of Shavuot is Thursday, May 21st. And that evening at 7 p.m., we'll have a Tikkun Leil Shavuot, a traditional study session for Shavuot. The event is free. Come for part or all of the evening. There will be light refreshments. And contact Jonas Actor or the Ritual Committee for more information. Right now, the lineup of our teachers for that study session are Rabbi Angris, Jonas Actor, Sean Price, Badja Potos, and Jonathan Davis Brody. They'll be teaching about a wide range of Torah and Torah-adjacent topics. And finally, May 30th, there will be a special storytelling service in which we'll be honoring Badja Potos, one of our religious school teachers and a local storyteller and author, as she approaches semi-retirement. Badja is going to deliver the sermon that day, storytelling style, and the Kiddush will be co-sponsored by the Lopez Brodies in Badja's honor, as well as by Vicky Camalingo in honor of her reading of the Torah for that day. Once again, thank you for joining us, and hope to see everyone in the lobby after services for our Oneg Shabbat.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, Marty. Yasher koach. In case you're interested as to what the topics will be for the Tikkun Leil Shavuot. So Jonas will be teaching about Judaism and AI. Okay. Sean Price will be teaching about Jewish Native Americans. Batya Podos will be doing kind of a storytelling type of related thing. The exact topic of that we will find out in a couple of days, and then we will let you know. And Jonathan Davies Brody will either be teaching about the Book of Ruth or about kind of how Judaism deals with time and the calendar. So it's one of those two topics. And then I will be teaching about actual, related to Sephardic Judaism, Jewish pirates of the Caribbean, because that is actually a thing, and I will be teaching about that. Okay, with that, we are going to conclude with Adon Olam this evening, and then we have the Oneg out in the lobby. Because it is Mother's Day weekend, I have a special tune for Adon Olam. If anybody's familiar with some older Yiddish songs, this is the Yiddish folk song known as Mamala, which we will do for Adon Olam. Page 211. Adon Olam asher malach beterem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa vechefso kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hove vehu yeh betifara והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום מקרא בידו אבקיד רוחי בעת אישן ועירה ועם רוחי גוויעתי אדוני לי ולא יירא. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please join us for the Oneg. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.